Wang XingHao, a professional 9-dan in China, just lost to an amateur Go player. Let me tell you how crazy this is. A professional 9-dan Go player plays that game for a lifetime. He lives, eats, sleep, Go. And he plays that game for a living. He competes for a living, and that's how he survives. And an amateur player today just defeated one of the top Chinese professional Go players in an even game. And quite frankly, because of how shocked I was, here I am making a video about this game and documenting this crazy game and crazy event. Now let's dive into the game and see what the game is about. Wang XingHao had the black pieces and the amateur had the white pieces. So in the opening, everything was normal. They played a very classical, typical opening. Black jumped into 3-2 straight away. White blocks, black push, and the amateur played this move. Wang XingHao in this position have two choices, either attach or black can push one more. In the actual game, black push and white blocked. If white didn't block, white can choose a more aggressive and a fighting variation, which is extending over here. If white goes into this variation, the Josuke becomes very difficult and it can be quite chaotic. After white played this move, there are dozens of potential and possibilities for both players. I'll show you some simple ones. Black Atari, black extend, white descend to save these stones, black descend, threaten these 3 white stones, white capture this black stone, and black blocks over here. White jumps out to give his stones a direction. Now, this will become a much more fighting game. White is going to pressure these 2 black stones later on in the game. Black did take away white's corner and black gets center. So this is actually quite an equal result. This is just one of the few dozen different Josukes that can occur in this position. So we're not going to deep dive into the Josukes right now for this video, because I want to show you guys just how fascinating the amateur played to defeat a Chinese professional 9-dan. So in the actual game, white blocked, black hane, and white completed the Josuke. This is all normal stuff, normal Josuke. Black played a nice move and white played this nice move. In this position, if the ladder is good for white, white can actually just Atari and capture this one black stone. But because right now the ladder is not good for white and black can actually save the stone to a ladder, black has the choice and black can choose to extend, save the stone and start a fight. So white probably didn't want that. White just played the nice move. A bit more distance, but much safer. Black enters the corner once again. So now black has 4 corners. White says, you're not taking 4 corners. I will take a corner. And this is why white played the double hane Josuke. Double hane Josuke, white ensures that white keeps the corner, black takes center, and black plays somewhere else. Now, 4 corners have been played, and the Josuke and the opening stage of the game is pretty much completed. This is move 44, and right now in this position, black has so many different choices on the board. In the actual game, if black wants to develop on this side of the board, black can push up or play a nice move. If black wants to develop on this side of the board, black can play the nice move over here in closure. Black can play this larger extension, or if black wants to invade this 4 white stones, black can play on the second line and invade white's territory. If black wants to build territory on the top side, black can use a nice move or even a large nice move. All of these moves work normally and work perfectly fine. However, in the actual game, black escaped this one prisoner, this one stone, and started a fight. Now before we go into the actual game, I'm just going to show you how crazy Go is and all the amount of possibilities there is in Go. I'm going to turn on the AI, and if you look at the AI position right now, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 18 different possibilities in this position that is equal in results. Well, the nice enclosure I made was just losing about half a point according to AI, but this is completely playable as well. Pushing it up over here, nice move over here, all of these moves are completely equal. This is how crazy Go is, and this is how creative the game of Go can really get. It's difficult, absolutely, but is it creative and imaginative? Even more. So, depending on your mood, if you want to build territory, you can play these moves. If you want to fight, you can play around over here. So, Wang XingHao wanted to fight, white had to answer, and black jumped out. White extend. You might be wondering, why doesn't white just try to capture this one black stone? This is actually one of the top AI recommendation, but white is not able to capture this one black stone because black is going to connect, and if you Atari this way, black is going to connect back to this stone. If white Atari is like this, black can escape, and you see, because these three white stones doesn't have enough liberties, the net doesn't work. So that's why in the actual game, the amateur played this extension, black connects and white extended like this. Black plays this move, and here Wang XingHao missed a very key move. The best move in this position is black plays empty triangle. This move is crucial because it actually captures these three white stones. There is no way for white to save these three white stones. If white uses jump, black can wedge. And after this black wedge, no matter what white does, black will be simply able to capture these three white stones. Or if white goes over here, black extend, white goes out, black and Atari, and all of these stones will be captured in a ladder. And that is definitely not a possible result for black. For white, I mean. So here in this position, Wang XingHao missed an opportunity. He played this kick, which is also a very important move, threatening to play a tiger's mouth and attacking these stones, but the amateur played here straight away. Amazing move. Black harness, and then white cross cuts. After white cross cuts, this black stone is in danger. Black has to save it. Now these three white stones are in danger, so white has to save it. Black push up once more, but this one was a mistake. In this position, black should simply play a tiger's mouth, because if white does get this move, black has a crazy move in this position. Black can play descent and literally get into a capturing race, because white has only one eye if white captures the black stones, but black has so many eye space around here. If I capture this stone, black can simply harness, make a big eye in the corner, and this is another potential eye. So this capturing race will be favorable for black. So in this position, black definitely missed a big opportunity to get into an early advantage. So, however, in the actual game, Wang XingHao extended, pushed out over here, and white came back to this very key move. Black obviously has to run towards the center because these five stones are way too weak. Now, white goes back, saving these two white stones. If white doesn't save these two white stones, it will be a critical condition for a white shape. Black is going to Atari once more. These stones will have no direction, and black with two Ataris, two moves out here, black's already built territory on the top side. So, white plays over here, black push up. So pushing up over here, pushing up in this position is a very critical move. It is a move that, number one, gains you a positional advantage. It lets your stones go toward the center, and it stops these three white stones from going out too easily. And at the same time, it helps black build the territory on the bottom side of the board. White played a large nice move, black played this descent. This descent is just a exchange of moves. Nobody gains anything, nobody loses anything. Black's natural follow-up is the harness. White obviously have to answer, and black approach using a large extension, attacking white's side 4 stones. White counterattacks these 6 black stones, and black jumps away. White counterattack once more, invading into these black stones. Now, already from the position of this game, the white player does not look like and feel like an amateur player at all. The white player feels like a Xinjingso or a Kejie. Feels like definitely feels like a very experienced or mid-professional level player. Although yes, Wang XingHao made some mistakes, but those mistakes weren't like crazy mistakes. Those mistakes were only mistakes because according to AI. But for humans, they're not like that. They're not big mistakes. But for an amateur player to play like this and still get into an equal position against a professional after move 70 just shows how crazy Go's advancement has become. Black used a nice move, white attaches, and black used a double honey. White plays a natural tiger's mouth, black Atari, and white push and cut, starting another fight. Black gave up this one black stone because black wanted to capture the 4 white stones on the top right corner. In the actual game, white cut apart these 2 black stones instead, and this gave black another advantage. Black extend, white push up, black harness, head of 3 stones, white use a net to capture this 1 black stone. if black plays something like this, trying to go into a capturing race, white can use this move to go out, and white has a lot of liberties. So black gains some endgame profits and weaken white's base and reduces white's base, and at the same time threatening to go into a capturing race with the black stones. White goes over here, and here is a very critical moment. The top side has been settled. White has gained the right side territory. Black gained Sente, and black gained an influence so strong that black can actually attack these white stones. So on the board at the moment, if we're talking about core, hardcore, cold territory, black has less territory than white. White is definitely ahead in territory. However, white does have some weakness, such as these 3 white stones. And a top engine recommendation is black can escape this stone. It's not going to save it. Black is not going to save this 1 stone, but black is going to escape this stone to sacrifice 1 more stone so that black can get a potential profit on the outside of the board. So after this move, white has to attach. Otherwise, if white doesn't attach over here and this stone really escapes, then these 3 white stones will be in critical condition. They'll be in huge danger. So white has to attach. Black and Hane, white's going to cut. Obviously, white's going to cut to capture these 2 black stones. Now black can Atari, and play somewhere else. So you see in this position, black sacrifices 1 stone to get 2 free Ataris on the outside and completely close off the ability for white to run toward the center. These 3 stones actually gives black a positional advantage in the long term, and it gives black a much better opportunity to build more territory. However, in this game, the professional, he pushed and he jumped here instead. Although this is still a good idea, it still does a purpose at attacking this white group. However, because white's group is so strong right at the moment, it's quite difficult for black to actually fully capture this white group. White has so many things white can do. After white plays a big net, capturing this 1 black stone, white has an eye out here. White can Atari and make an eye over here. So there's actually no way for black to capture this white group. Black plays over here, separating the 2 white group apart. White push, and black jumps. Now, black jump building territory on the bottom side of the board. White doesn't care. White just reduce on the 6th line. White doesn't even invade. White just reduce. White use reduction. According to AI, the best reduction is either this nice move, this large nice move, or this ultra large nice move. A reduction toward the center a bit more. So this one is a bit more balanced reduction according to AI. However, this move does the same purpose as well. Black jumps, white goes back and connect these stones together. So black is cutting apart white's ability and direction to connect this way. So white creates a direction and connection on the other side. Black plays this move. This one is a very important invasion. White exchange this squeeze and connect, this exchange, and white gets into this position. Now white Atari, black exchange some moves, get some endgame profit, potential endgame profit. White, black play the Sente, and then cuts Atari and Atari like this, connects, and Atari on the outside. So right now in this position, Wang XingHao is absolutely trying his best to start some chaotic fights, because in this position, black is already behind 6 points according to AI. When AI says a player is losing 6 points, a professional Go player can instantly sense it in their on the board. So this is why Wang XingHao tried to create some complications and create some chaos on the board. While Atari black connects, white goes out here. Now, black is trying to isolate this white group in the center and isolate like the top group as well. So black is creating 2 weak groups where black can attack simultaneously. However, according to AI, white had a brilliant Tetsuji. Instead of going instead of turning over here, white could have Atari and squeeze like this. Threaten this cutting point, black has to go back. These 2 white stones are under attack. White has to save this white stone. And after white saves these 2 white stones, all of these 6 black stones are under attack, because on the next move, white is going to cut apart these 6 black stones. So black has to save these black stones, and white actually gets cente. So this is the top variation recommended by AI. However, this turn does a very similar job. You could see this Atari and this turn, this shape in the center, it does a very similar job. But having these extra stones in the center makes about a 3-point difference according to AI. White jumps over here, creating eye space and living in the center. Black connects, and this is actually a cente, so white has to Atari. Black tries to attack this center group, but there's no way white will die. White pushes one time. If black goes super aggressive, white is just going to capture on the next move. White is just going to capture and surround and seal in all of these black stones. So black went out, and white captured this one black stone with a net. You see, even in professional games, the most basic capturing technique, such as a net, where you learn in 30Q, is still applicable in professional level games. Black has gone super desperate, attacking white brutally in the center. White jumps out. This move actually threatens the connection of these black stones, and also threatens to push out over here and create some cuts and run out onto the left side of the board. Black didn't allow that, definitely. Black exchanged my move first. Black plays over here. This move not only strengthens the center group, but it also strengthens this connection so white cannot run away so easily. It's a very, very efficient move played by Wang XingHao. Black connects, white jumps, and black has gone absolutely crazy with Tesuji. Wang XingHao has gone all out. There is no way black can actually capture this white group. So what does black do? Black creates complications. This attachment Atari and plays this vital point. Oh my god. So the best move according to AI, this move actually lost black 2 points. The reason is white can actually connect over here. And if black doesn't cut apart this one white stone, this move becomes meaningless. So black has to cut apart, white push, black block, and white can jump. White separates this black group from the bottom group, and it threatens to cut apart black on the next move. So if black, let's say, connects with a bamboo joint, white can push and cut apart all of this black group, and black is actually in trouble in this position. So if the amateur Go player found this move, Wang XingHao could have just resigned on the spot. He could literally just resign on the spot right now. If he connects, now white's gonna go here, and the game's just literally over. According to AI, white is already winning by 9 points on the board. And 9 points, given the strength that amateur has played, he would not give Wang XingHao any chance of a comeback. So however, the amateur didn't find this move and connected over here instead. Black, Wang XingHao, he had a chance to capture these 2 white stones, and the game is back to dead even. White plays over here, black goes over here, white push, trying to weaken the bottom side territory, bottom side influence of black's territory, and it also creates a direction. So later on, white can either Atari, push out, and connect all his stones together. Black tried to make some territory, and here, I have a question for you. On the board right now, white has a crazy, insane Tesuji. What can white do? Reminder, I'll give you a hint. White can capture 5 black stones. Do you see it? If you haven't seen it, the move is this wedge. This wedge is so brutal that these 5 white stones, black has absolute 0 chance at saving these black stones. Now this is absolutely fantastic gameplay by the amateur Go player. Wang XingHao had to suck it up, Atari, connect, and give up the 5 black stones. So black gave up about 15 points of territory just to get and capture this one white stone. But I'll tell you guys something crazy. Even though white captured all these 5 black stones, the game is still dead even. The estimator says white is only winning by half a point. Now, black blocks over here, which is the biggest place on the board. If black doesn't block over here, let's say black blocks, blocks over here, white can use this slide, and this is a very huge endgame move. So in the actual game, black blocks, white Hane, black push, and black blocks, and then white extends. This is again quite a big endgame move. In this position, I think the amateur would be better off if he played this move instead. This shoulder hit. Since black didn't completely close off this territory, it can be white's turn and white's initiative to start playing around that area. Although this move is still big, but this move is definitely bigger. Black push over here, this is actually center, it threatens the entire life and group status in the center of the board. So white has to make another eye. Now white has two eyes. This death stone is an eye, and this eye in the center here is another eye. Black plays here, white plays here, black connects, white capture. Black plays this diagonal move. And right now in this position, ladies and gentlemen, the amateur Go player, he is winning by 2 points according to AI. White jumps, black has to defend. White peeps. Crazy precision. Black cannot cut apart white stone because white is going to Atari and go over here, and these 3 black stones are completely captured. So instead, black has to connect. White connects, and black saves its territory around here. This move, according to AI, lost about 3 points. AI is suggesting that since black got this move, black should continue saving this stone over here. Because it does make sense. If white gets this push, white does make a lot of territory like in the center. So black plays over here, white goes here, is center, black has to block, and now white got this very big. Black plays this jump, securing his own territory and reducing white's territory simultaneously. White has to defend, black harness, white block. This is all sente. This one is actually not a sente. Now, instead of connecting and blocking this connection, white savagely cuts apart all of these black stones. He's threatening to save this. He's threatening to use the RG of these 2 death stones. Use the final life, the final liberty of these 2 death stones to create some trouble for the black pieces. Now, one thing, how the professional 9Dan, he obviously retreats. White push, black reverse push, white block, connect. Black captures 3 white stones, and white plays over here. Black plays here, white harness, the proper endgame stuff, very nice. And in this position, where is the best test strategy over here for white? Let me tell you, white can play this attachment. This attachment threatens this Atari and connects, and also threatens this tiger's mouth. So basically, white has a double threat of connecting his this one white stones back to his home base. Black obviously has to connect, and white connects like this. Black extends, white connects, black push, white block, and black connects over here. Now, in this position, the game is only half a point in gap. White is winning by half a point according to AI, and this is where the precision of the endgame really kicks in. White Atari Sente, white goes over here, descent. This one is a very big move, because if white doesn't descend and black gets his Hane, white has to capture on A14 and white actually loses a few points. This push Sente, this block is very, very big. This block is 2.5 points. White push, black blocks, white Atari, black descent. This descent is once again at least 2 points. Wedge, connect, and these are all just endgame stuff. So after white Atari, white goes here and white goes here. After a few more moves, the game was completely over. The net result of this game is the amateur actually defeated the professional Go player in an even game. This is absolutely phenomenal and so rarely heard of in the Go world that it happened just today. So I'll show you guys maybe 20 more moves. The game's finished in 20 more moves and how the game really ended. They got into a Ko fight, they eliminated the Ko, and after the Ko is eliminated, they finish up the neutral points, and in the end, with a 6.5 point Komi, white wins by half a point. But their game is played under Chinese rules, so it is a 7.5 point Komi. Therefore, in the end, the amateur Go player won against a professional 9Dan, Wang XingHao, in an even game Go match. I hope you all enjoyed this video and learn and find this video inspiring. AI has really transformed what Go is like in the modern world. Go is much more fast-paced, it is more brutal, and players are much more adaptive to the new AI style of play. If you want to study Go, the most modern way possible, and the way that helps you improve at the fastest rate there is in the Go markets, join my Go school, link in the description. I have taken students from beginner, 30Q from beginner, to 9Q in 2.5 months, 12Q to 9Q in 3 weeks, and 5Q to 1 Dan in 3.5 months. Join my global Go community where you guys can talk, interact, learn on a daily basis with Go players, with like-minded people around the world. Make sure to check it out, link in description. I currently have 7 courses, and the more courses I make, the higher the price will be. So join now before my prices go up, and make sure to subscribe as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.